another session in Project REBORN. But there's a topic that I would like to discuss because I think it's really important for all young players out there, because what I've noticed now since I started this project, there have been a few things in this project, especially now at the start, that have been very important. I get a lot of comments and DMs asking me about what exercises to do or what training programs to follow. I get questions like, I play like a central midfielder, how should I train? How should I train in the gym as a young footballer? And I love these questions because, one, they show that you are ambitious and you're driven as a footballer and you want to go somewhere with your career and with your football, and that's really good. And the second thing is that these questions also presents a problem in how you think, and there's nothing wrong with this, because I was the same. I was exactly the same when I was a kid, because I went back the other day. I had some old Facebook messages to, my role models and idols. I sent them the exact same questions. What training should I do? What exercises? How many reps? How many sets? And the problem with this is that you believe right now that a training program is universal. It applies to everyone. And everyone can benefit from a training program, but it needs to be tailored and adapted to you. And that's what I've been doing now at the start of this project. I've done testing, I've done physical testing to assess where I'm at, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses as a footballer, and I've done psychological tests, where's my head at? I will do analysis sessions to see where my tactical knowledge is at. So I do all these things to get an assessment of where I'm at. And that's the good thing with testing. But most players have a pretty good idea of what they need to improve. And if you don't, the very best thing you can do is start asking yourself questions. Start asking questions like, why am I not performing at the moment? Why am I not playing? Because there's usually a problem that you want to fix, or you want to get better at something. And you have a pretty good idea, but you don't trust in your own assessments. And that's the number one thing. I've now started working with Rise, and they will assist me in this journey. We will work together. I get someone else's objective and professional assessment of what I should improve. If you don't have that, if that's out of your control, which for most people it is, and there's not an issue with that. I'm about to turn 24 next year, and this is really the first time where I've been in that position where I have someone that can help me in that way. And if you don't have that, start by looking at it yourself. There's no problem with that, and trust yourself. And there's no problem with asking questions. That's not what I'm saying. You should always be asking questions, but you should be asking the right questions. We're all at different points in our own journeys, whether you're 12 years old, whether you're like me, you're 23 or you're 30. We're all at different points of our careers, and you need to take that into consideration, as well as your own personal strengths and areas of improvement, and then work on improving those. So what I've been doing for the last 3 or 4 weeks is I've been testing, I've been analyzing my own game to see where I am at this moment in time. And then I can take a decision on how to train based on that. That's when the questions come in. You shouldn't go ask the question, how should I train, or how many reps and sets and all that, if you haven't analyzed your own game first and assessed your own game first. And after you've done that, then there's nothing wrong with asking the questions, but now you have a better idea of what questions to ask. This has been something that's been on my mind lately, and especially now in Project REBORN, when I've really taken a good amount of time to analyze my own game and to assess where I'm at, and then take that into consideration when moving forward. So if there's something I want you to take away from this video, is that don't be afraid to ask the questions. That's not what I'm saying. But start by looking at your own game as well as you can. And I believe you already have a pretty good idea of where you're at and what you need to improve. Trust that, and if you want, try to get someone else's perspective, like a coach or a parent or someone that can give you another perspective of the situation and your game. Once you've done that, then start asking the questions. But now you're in a better place to ask the right questions. I hope all of this made sense, but if it didn't, just drop me questions down below. I try to explain it more. But that's all for this time. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.